Okay, here's another one. This is one where we can try and find out how water moves inside a plant. Now, I'm hoping this works. This is a bit of a long shot if you've got something at home or if you don't have it at home. We happen to have exactly what we need at home. We need celery, some containers, and some food coloring. That's all you need. If you don't have one of those things, you might struggle with this. But let's find out. Turns out with celery, I thought we didn't have any. But if you plant celery anywhere at all and it goes to seed, then you've got celery everywhere. And now we can't get rid of it. So I'm going to go get some of it with my scissors things here. Secateurs. All right, and I'm going to show it who's boss. All right, hidden under here, away from this guy, which I'm going to cut him off. Ha ha ha! Victory! All right, this stuff here is celery that has grown. Now, it's not the best looking stuff, and we might struggle to actually see what we want to see with this, but we're going to try anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip some pieces of celery, and then I'm going to take it inside for the rest of the experiment. I've got the skills, I can pay them bills. All right, now I'm going to put some water in here. Let's just do that.
But what? Red water inside the tap? Are you mad?
I need some more red water inside the tap. Wait! This water's coming out blue. Magic! All right, so what we've got 3D glasses in glass form. All right, now I'm going to put these here, and there's two things to do. We want to see what happens with our celery, which is a plant. Look at us go. Okay, yes, it's a plant. Now, plants need water, they need carbon dioxide, and these are really good examples. I like using celery mainly because of these that you see running down the backs of the stems there. Now, I'm going to put one of these in each color. That's all you have to do. That is experiment done. That's the entire setup. All right, let's get some scissors. I'm going to cut this bad boy. Yeah, you heard it. In half. Up the stem here. Now, you guys can do this one as well. And I would recommend it. It's pretty fun. I'm going to get the little legs. Hi everybody, I'm Mr. Celery. I need a bath. Well, Mr. Celery, you should get in your bath. I'm going to put 1 foot in the blue bath and 1 foot in the red bath. Put them nice and close together. And then I'm going to walk away like I just don't care and let that do its thing for most of the day. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, hello there. Look, we had a bit of a nightmare in there where the wind came and blew down all of my celery and put dyed water all over the counter, and there was a horrible mess to clean up, which is pretty much usual. But I took this one here. This one, I actually cut in half the stalk of celery that we got from the garden, and I put one of its little legs into the blue one and one of its little legs into the red one. And as you can see, even just looking at the back here, I'm going to put this on the ground so we can get a good contrast and color behind it. Blue dye has gone up one side and red dye has gone up the other side, but to the point where if we follow it up the stalk, you can see that I've got red dye on one leaf and blue dye in another one. Now that's pretty interesting because that's telling me that depending on which straw I'm going to send my water up, which bit of xylem is going through, okay, we're going to be having a direct path to the leaves on either side. Now, this is actually telling me something interesting as well, because this celery isn't store-bought, okay? The stuff you buy at the store is actually better than this stuff for this experiment. And if we look closely at it, the back of the leaves, you can see, and we won't be able to get too close to it, unfortunately. I'll see if I can put something in afterwards. This side, there are patches of blue, okay? It's not covered in blue, which I was expecting it to do. And this side, patches of red. And that might tell me something about why this experiment took so long. It should be much quicker than it is, and it should get a bigger group of things happening here. We're going to go for a walk and look at where I found this stuff, and I'll tell you why this happened. Okay. All right. Turns out this is where I got this celery from. This is a celery plant, but it's not growing under the ideal conditions. It's not a happy camper. It's not growing as thick at the base as it should. And I've always wondered why, but now I think I know why. If we look at the way that this has found patches, the dye is going wherever the water has to go. And when it goes to the leaf, it's actually telling me where the leaf is doing its work, where it's photosynthesizing, where it's making all of the energy that it needs to take from the sun and convert it into sugar. And if we look at these leaves, there's only patches of it. So it's not actually using the entire leaf to do its work, which means that the plant itself can't actually use all of that energy to grow. So that's telling me that this plant is pretty much no good for growing good celery. And it's because of the way that these leaves are situated. It's only got some very small active centers and it's not using the entire leaf. So yes, that was a nightmare to do. I've again ruined the kitchen, and I've discovered that this celery in the garden is pretty useless. So all in all, hasn't been great. So look, if nothing else, I can make this into a handy dandy little man if I put a head on top of it. I'm gonna go do that. Thank you and good night.
Celery destroy! Fear my Banksia!
Oh.
Celery man's head. Or celery man. His head was